She said we're live.
Yeah. Right.
Good evening. Welcome to the Clover Garden School Board of Directors meeting for September 12th, 2023. It is 6:36 p.m. Ms. Verakin, role and mission of the board.
Role of the board, we are entrusted to care for the current school and stay focused on the vision for the future school. No trust, no unity, no progress. Mission of Clover Garden School will foster community, generate enthusiasm, challenge students academically, and produce successful citizens.
Thank you, Ms. Verakin. Has everyone have a chance to review the agenda for this evening? Are there any questions or changes to the agenda? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? Ms. Russell, second. Ms. Merrill, all in favor? Minutes from August 8th, 2023. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? Changes or updates to those minutes? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Ms. Lynn, second. Mr. Russell, all in favor? Thank you. Ms. Verakin, do we have any stakeholders?
You do not have any public comment. You do not have, well, you have many special guests.
I meant public comment.
But no, you do not have public.
Okay, thank you. Next is special guests, athletic school improvement goals, Ms. Mr. Bradford, sorry.
One, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and talk to you guys. I have a question to start with. I'm watching time before I even threatened by my wife. And I go over, I might have to walk home. But how many of y'all played sports before? Okay, so have kids that play sports? What would the benefit from that? Anybody, what's the benefit?
Leadership, team involvement, attitude.
Important, would you say? Ms. Reagan, what was the last sentence in the school commission? Okay, enthusiasm and other things. So if you look and you see how they go hand in hand. Anybody that you talk to about schools, hey, how are we doing? We see our test scores come up. That's why my wife and I are here. All four of my children go to this school. And the reason that we're here is because of academics. But then what's the question that comes right after?
Athletics.
So I talked to my neighbor the other day. They go to a different school, paying a huge amount of money. They said, we're looking for changes. Both parents play college basketball. And I said, what can you tell me about Clover Garden, their athletic program? I said, well, hey, there's a lot of great things. First and foremost, if you've watched any of the sports and games that we have, you got it right with their AD. Ms. Pascal is phenomenal. She's passionate. And if you watch just right now, volleyball, phenomenal. Cross country, I have a bias towards that. The last 2-3 years, you've had 10 people running. This year, 35 total, high school and middle school. 35 of our youth, our students are engaged. And so when we look and say, these are the things that we want to continue, it's how do we get them to that next level? So my question to follow up to what I asked a minute ago about if you play sports, what is the board's vision for athletics? I know we have the vision of the new school, and I think that's great. And I personally feel that y'all have done a phenomenal job with what we're doing with integrity. I think it's great. Is it ideal? No, but it's great. Kids are still learning. They're being a lot worse. So it's good. It's great. We'll get there eventually. But what is your vision? Anybody, what is your vision for how athletics goes with academics?
Does anyone want to take that, or you want to take that, Mr. Rakin?
She can. I've already got it. Anybody else? Minus her. I know what she's going to say.
So as a board, we support Ms. Rakin and the staff as they create the vision for the school. That's what we entrust her and the staff with. Those are items that We have them bring them to the board, next steps, next ideas. What's interests we have, what should be the next thing that we do. So
So-
we entrust her and staff to bring that to us.
So we should not ask. Aside from that. And I understand how the board works here. Aside from that, personally, what would you like to see athletics? Forget the board, forget all that other stuff. When you hear athletics, what is your vision? What do you want to see?
I'll take it. I think a place where kids feel included and supported, and I think Clever Garden does a great job with that. So, I mean, that's one of my main goals, and nothing to do with the academic community of the school, but also in athletics. And I think this past one, everybody does a good job with that.
Ms. Reagan, what did you tell me? What is your vision?
So I would like our athletics program to continue to grow. I've told Mr. Bradford, I would really like to continue to see additional maybe jerseys in the stands. You know, to kind of get our kids at that next level, that next competition, that next competitive level. And of course, I love having opportunity for variety for our kids. You know, I'm all about like, you know, opportunities and, you know, what are we really good at, and trying to focus in on those areas and work those programs. And I love that Covent Garden School is an opportunity in a place where kids don't have to pick and choose, so that they can, for the most part.
So did anybody, for those who went to school, did any of your colleagues play D1 ball? So you're proud when you see them. I had the cool experience, the 3-on-3 basketball tournament that came in the last Summer Olympics. One of my buddies from high school is representing Poland. So I was watching in the Olympics like that. That's my guy. I know him. We used to play head to head. And so as I think about how do we get this enthusiasm, how do we continue to foster this good citizenship, enthusiasm? The kids are like, I play for Clover Park. Because they go hand in hand. The thing that's sad is unfortunately we have lost some athletes to other schools. And that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. But how do we foster that environment where they want to be? And not only that, they have a reason to be. Because if you want good citizens, you want that enthusiasm, you want that growth, and you want to get kids to the next level, we got the coaches. We have the coaches. If you want to have that self-worth, personally, if he would shoot me if he was here, I have a 9th grader, and I'm very emotional. That struggle sometimes. I've never seen him happy, like he has been until he made the walk-on middle school baseball team. But he walked with his chest and we were proud of him. Dad, where's my Clover Garden shirt? My daughter in the other room made the volleyball team because she didn't want to run cross country, but she made it and her pride. But now I got to work academically. So I share that because I have a firm belief we come to decision making logically. Emotionally is how we make these decisions. So what I have done with the blessing of the Booster Club is I'm not here to ask for handouts. I'm here to say, teach us and show us where we need to go and what we can and can't do. Because there's no point in saying, hey, we're gonna have this big grandeur idea when today you can't even do. So what can we and can't do? So a couple of those line items. I don't know if any of you all seen the soccer team practice. You have kids that are, one's job is to retrieve the ball. The other one is to shift the goal so they can actually mimic a real life corner kick. We need to get them soccer. So I know originally there were plans back here to build, and that's fine and dandy. But how can we, and what do we need to do? Who do we talk to about potentially getting a soccer field? Doesn't have to be great, doesn't have to be grand, like phenomenal. We can go through there, get it cleared, put some bleachers up, and put some seed down, let it grow. Who do we need to talk to? As I talked to some of the coaches in our community, we're in a rural community. Guys who said, hey, I can get 5-6 tractors here, we'll level it. Might not be phenomenal, but it's a way to do it. And then not only that, we're able to start charging concession and admittance. So now boosters are starting to be self-funded. And they're being able to continue to grow. So when we get to the high school, we can see more things. And then when these businesses come in, they see their names up there. And then their kids come in and say, hey, I want to be part of that. And then they talk about high school and the glory years and all the different things they have. So, and don't need to answer this now, but just kind of the feedback we would like is, how do we do it? What do we need to do? And Ms. Simmons, I appreciate you talking about some of the different things we have to do with land surveying, things like that. What do we need to do? We're not trying to create more work. Let us know. Let us do the legwork. You just say you can do this, or you can do that. Who do we need to talk to? What's the process? Number two, this has come up before, vans or shuttles to get these kids back and forth. We have located some vans, but recently through some communications with other ADs and some other local community members. And I did some research online. And there are pros and cons to schools having vans, and potentially the state doesn't want to stay because there are liabilities to that. So the question is okay, do we, I believe there's a legal counsel. Is that something that we can reach out to, or do you need to talk to, or what do we need to do to find out what we can and can't do? Because if we can't do that, let's move along and get come on, fun bus, a minibus, whatever it is, so we can get these kids back and forth. Liability wise, less kids driving is a good thing. Less kids driving. So that was where we're at on there. The last thing, softball. When I like to look at things, I'm a fixer. In construction, I build financial plans now. I like to fix things. Appearance is everything. I don't know how many of you have walked out on the softball field right now. When I see it, my concern is injury. I don't know if you've walked in the infield. The infield is, that's fine. The infield has rocks in it. If I'm an opposing coach, I don't want to play here. I might not even let my girls. Number two, our outfield slows. So not only are we going for fly balls, we're also running hills. That can cause problems. I know we have the lateral lines. Can we add dirt? If we're not changing the construction, we can get dirt. Number two, quickly is add dugouts. I talked to a local company that said, you give me a list, I'll provide the supplies. So again, not asking for money, just let us know what we can and can't do to change the appeal. I joke with some of the coaches. Let's make it look like cubic zirconium until we can get it to a tree. Because really, we have a diamond here. Pushing the field back, it's at 160 yards right now. We can't run playoff games here until this is 2 people. How do we do that? I can do it. But what can we and can't do? Just different things. So when people come in, they see, wow, there's softball. These kids can say whatever you name it, but it's something that they're proud of. The boosters are willing to do the work. We just need to know where to go. I'm confident we can do that. Not only with everything going on in ABSS right now, you're going to continue to get athletes, and you're going to get more and more people wanting to come. We want to work hand in hand because in my vision, academically, we can't thrive without athletics, and athletics can't thrive without academics. So if we work hand in hand, we can build something where not only are we top in the state with academics and grades, but people fear us because they know when they come here, it's not going to be a walk in. So thank you for your time, and I would say questions if you want them, but I'm getting a crusty eye. So thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Bradford. Appreciate your passion.
Mr. Bradford will not let me put him on the spot like this, but the Bradfords were part of a group of families that helped improve some things that are already on campus. So when you guys pull in the back, you see the outdoor classroom, it looks beautiful. They still have some work that they're doing, but definitely want to shout them out there. Their willingness to take initiative and unify our campus for our kids. So that has been a hot spot for our kids on the warm days. To go out there. So, thank you for that.
Next on to finances. Has everyone had a chance to review the July 2023 and August 2023 budgets? Their questions? Do I have a vote to approve, a motion to approve the July 2023 and August 2023 budgets? Mr. Russell, second, Ms. Merrill, all in favor? Thank you. Academics, principal updates. Ms. Spencer, are you going first, or is Mr. Feldman going first this time?
So we'll kind of tag team it.
Okay.
So what we actually would like to do is we're going to allow our speaker presentation to speak to some of the academics first. So first, we will hear from Cindy and the PE department. So that might is Brandon.
More Bradford. So for things that you kind of noticed, being the Bradfords, we like to fix things. And so part of that is the new class and it's called Mtg.
What should it called?
Fit to lead.
Thank you.
Like big things. There's no production.
Yeah, electronic. There, okay. Okay, so anyways, yeah. Okay, so, basically our class is all about cultivating student leadership and providing proactive mental health and support for all students. So it's a two-piece, class, so they're learning how to be leaders. Because it's not just the parents, it's not the adults that are going to fix the problems or make it a better school. So they let them talk about the kids, but there's also the tour as well. So for leadership, each week, students have the opportunity to lead elementary classes in activities. And this is probably the best thing for me. I love watching them. We've taken kindergarten, fifth grade, and we've done PE games today. We started our book buddies club with the kindergarten, and it was fantastic to watch all of you kids just reading to them and taking pictures of the things that they've been doing. Parachute was probably the most exciting part, but they're able to lead in the first day, and then they went out and they taught the games to the kids. And over here, my daughter with my son, and that's probably one of the best things. They're connecting with our younger kids in our school and the leadership as well. So as you can see, they're all interacting. It's all on them meeting the leaders. And then emotions, every day they have a prompt. So I want them to be able to connect themselves with their emotions, be able to name them, not just I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm happy, but be able to actually identify why they're feeling it and how to fix it or how to work through those emotions. And then we talk about positive ways to communicate using our emotions and not just getting angry and being able to accept how they're feeling. So part of it is there's this really, really cool videos that go along with it, all through varsity brands, but they follow Olympic athletes, they follow St. Jude's, and they talk about how the other people have empowered themselves to believe in themselves so that they can be leaders for people and change their world. And so finding solutions, this is the part that they're going to talk about. But we've talked the whole first 2 weeks of the class was all about communicating with one another and working in groups. So over here, they were working on a puzzle and one was blindfolded and the rest of them had to explain to them how to put the pieces together. And then over here, we call it speed friendshipping. And they're able to mention to each other and communicate and move forward. It was really entertaining. Some of the questions they came up with to ask each other and get to know each other. In the middle, this is one of my groups that's not here, but they are very concerned about the bathrooms and the locker rooms and making sure that they're clean and they have all the right things. So these girls decided that they wanted feminine products in the girls' locker room. So the nurse nicely gave us all of these
items and they were able to put it together, and that's one of the first parts in their project. So my class is split up, there's 5 different groups, and they came up with their ideas of what they wanted to do to help make a better culture and a better community in the school. I just gave them some ideas, but they chose their own ideas, and so I have a group here that's going to tell us about their group and what they chose. We all are. You have, are you gonna use my computer when you write the writing? Good. Or just get here, just use mine. We don't go with technology.
I'm Alyssa Williams, Alyssa is my, I'm Sarah Bergen. And I'm in. So the reason why we have a great school club of what, after school, we want to create a school from, middle school to the middle of the, after school. We want to boost students morale. And if it's more school activities, and we're going to have more friends and social time for after school. And, I'm in this group, and, I think this will be the, very popular. And it will, meet new people. We will ask certain teachers to be included in our course. All of us will be a part of the class. We will ask teachers getting already. We will ask teachers already. We will ask.
Want to create school club in the middle school units and maybe our 16. We want these high school clubs to begin with our high school. We want the school club to organize and moving, you know, one of the goals and some of that. And expectations, with the state of the school.
So, the first thing is on our students, there's no one right here. We have like a lot of students, but we're gonna make it not here. And we want to do the tennis club and also club. And being Sarah, you know, what the same club. And then yoga, writing, common good, social club. Living in the homework and I haven't sit out yet, until this gets moved, but, I just like, and like, what days are there available? I'm thinking about maybe from Saturday, but no. Link for, talk about, we already have. And then also, is there any questions? Sorry.
I'll have one. So you'll have a really good list of ideas from which to get started. So how are you gonna maybe prioritize to figure out what you maybe can do first? Are you maybe gonna do some surveys or something like that?
We can short down the list, to get certain things, in the groups that kind of have pottery and art. We can put those two together and just make it arts. Well, so then we can just kind of involve this.
That sounds great.
And you mentioned continuing to the high school. Do you have a peer group in the high school that is kind of parallel with you, working with you?
We named Sarah in the 8th grade and now, since they're gonna start at the school and then we wanna like continue with student high school. This is like our third year.
Thank you very much. You did a great job. Thank you. Very organized.
Great job, guys.
Thank you, Ms. Bradford. Who's next?
We also wanted to take an opportunity, Mr. Selman, thank you again, you all. We also wanted to take an opportunity to honor and recognize our traveling teachers as well, just kind of allow them a space and time to share some of their reflection and experiences. So that's our to come first, and then we have some that are here, and then we also have some written reflections that we'll share.
Oh, okay.
And
No, I don't have any presentation or anything, but we're going to get the kids. Me and Ms. Ward just kind of coming to kind of highlight some of the things that we've done at the high school. Last year, at the beginning of the school year, this 22-23 school year, being in this school, we got to go to American Red Cross in Greensburg. We actually were able to get instructor certified for CPR and first aid. So that allows us now with our freshmen, the first 4 or 5 weeks of school, we were able to certify about 65 of our 9th grade students this year, this first semester. So we just kind of wanted to highlight that. Never thought we'd be certified CPR in the worship center. Well, we just kind of wanted to highlight that. We are in charge of a few clubs as well. I am in charge of the dream team, which is the Amber Role Model Excellence as our mentors. He's the head advisor for FCA. And I know we both have some great things in store that we do with our kids to show some good leadership. As far as the dream team goes, we have Red Ribbon Week coming up at the end of October, which is like a drug and alcohol prevention campaign. Hopefully, in October, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be in the new school and kind of have our first Spirit Week in the new school with Dream Team and Red Ribbon Week. So, just want to kind of get that and having about 65 for our 9th graders. So,
In addition to that, I have 2 other classes that are still 3 other kids. They got certified CPR, which they had to do as well. So that's over 100 kids at the high school.
It's
Just
great.
for 4 weeks of school. Certified CPR.
and when we get our next prompt of 2nd semester students after Christmas break, we'll certify them as well. So that we can go back to this.
Great.
As well, this work as well. This last month, the administration thanked both of these gentlemen, along with Ms. Nevin and Mr. Williamson, for the work you're doing to get students to school and the whole day, playing back and forth, all those kids.
It was wonderful. Don't get some lazy on the
We might be able to get you one of those neck fans, you know?
I lost about 10 pounds.
Thank you.
Before I let them off, to, can you talk just a little bit about your experience being at both campuses and how that's been different this year from years past?
Yeah, as far as being a PE teacher, we really didn't know how it was gonna work, being at a church but luckily we have a little basketball court outside in the parking lot everywhere, we got road walk, we have a little exercise out there, we used to field this past week, through our football unit, since it's football season now, so the kids are, they've enjoyed doing that, our second period, we both have second period, ninth grade classes, so we're able to combine them together and, work together and it works well. Yeah, it's. I'd say, I'd be lying if I said it was difficult traveling back and forth, but it is. We're making the best things, so I appreciate that. As well.
Thank you.
Appreciate your flexibility and ability to adapt to the circumstances.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's getting there, getting close.
Okay, so Miss Engel is our music teacher and our chorus teacher, and she has something that I'll just read for you. It says, hello, board of directors. My name is Amanda Engel. I'm a traveling teacher that teaches kindergarten and first grade music, K-12, grade chorus, music appreciation, theater arts, and guitar. This is my first year at Clover Garden. I'm extremely grateful for the board approving my hiring process. I do not have any concerns about traveling to and from the campuses. I feel like it has become a routine and it's rewarding to be able to teach all the different grade levels. At first, I was unsure what meetings to attend, but I think it's worked itself out. Through the process, Ms. Barakin, Mr. Feldman, Ms. Spencer, and Ms. Whitfield have all been extremely helpful with any questions I've asked. They have been considerate of my travel and time. Also, through the process of hiring the new band director, Ms. Barakin has been extremely thoughtful with what I desire to teach. I'm excited for my chorus to perform at the Relay for Life this Saturday. They are mostly all beginning singers with no chorus experience. We have a few with chorus experience that show excellent leadership. I know some feel anxious, but it will be good for them to have this experience. I know some are excited too, and some parents have reached out with close relatives going through cancer. Students have also told me about their relatives or experience with knowing someone. It is also something that is very close to my heart. The class had conversations about what it means to be resilient through cancer and other life experiences, even if you have not been impacted by cancer. And I look forward to the future plans I have for the students to get out into the community. Thanks so much for asking my thoughts, and I look forward to more exciting things at Clover Garden. Sincerely, Amanda Engel.
Thanks, Mr. Phil. Mrs. Engel at the high school teaches music appreciation for us. And also want to speak to the course what she has here.
So she has music as well here with our elementary students, and then also of course for the school.
They have a lot of playing guitars. I don't know if that, of course, is that correct.
Yes,
She had a conflict tonight. Also, Mrs. Ballard, our dance teacher, had a conflict. But Mrs. Morris has something to read from Mrs. Ballard, and then Mrs. Gregg will have slideshow a couple of minutes.
Hello all, my name is Ms. Anna Ballard, the K-12 dance instructor here at Clover Garden School. I apologize for not being able to attend this meeting in person, but I hope that sharing a few of my thoughts and experiences will give you all some insight as to what goes on in my classroom, as well as my experience as a traveling teacher over the past few weeks. It's my second year in the dance position and my fourth year at Clover Garden School. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time as a teacher here and truly love getting to share my passion for dance with students across all grade levels. Dance, in my view, is a vital component of a comprehensive arts education. It not only engages synthetic learners, but also allows all students to express themselves creatively. I am so thankful for Clover Garden School's dedication to the arts and their support of the dance program.
So far this year, students have learned the basics of dance technique appropriate to their age and grade level, and are beginning to work in small groups to expand on what they have learned and generate their own choreography. The create aspect is a critical part of the dance curriculum across all age ranges and encourages students to work together as a team, developing team building skills and stepping outside of their comfort zone by performing what they have created in front of their peers. I am so proud of each and every one of my students for what they have learned and accomplished so far. Please see the slideshow presentation for pictures and videos of some groups in action.
See if this works. Technical difficulties. How do I switch to the next one? Spacebar. Does that work? Okay.
Can't see that in the back. These are all 4th and 5th grade students. So middle schoolers. And high school.
Videos for high school.
So this year, I am teaching 2 middle school classes and 2 elementary classes in the morning at the KA campus. Then traveling to teach 2 high school classes at the satellite campus in the afternoon. While the setup has its merits, it presents several challenges. Foremost among them is preparing lessons for 6 different classes daily. Each grade level and course type demands unique content and activities. With a large part of my planning time dedicated to traveling and lunch duty every other week, there is very little time within my contracted hours for planning. Also, taking into account my morning and afternoon duties, the time for other requirements get cut as well, such as grading, responding to emails, communicating with parents, staying on track with professional development requirements, among the many other things that are expected of us teachers to complete weekly. I spend many hours during evenings and weekends to complete weekly tasks, as I am sure many other teachers, traveling or not, do as well. Another challenge I have experienced with the satellite campus being located at Integrity Church, which is approximately 10 miles away from the KA campus, is the mileage being accumulated on my personal vehicle and the added expense of extra gas to accommodate traveling between campuses each and every day. At a minimum, I'm driving 50 extra miles a week in order to teach all of my classes. This number will go up if we are not in the new high school building by the start of winter sports season in November, when I will have after-school practices and games for the high school dance ensemble, which must take place at the KA campus due to gymnasium access. Amidst these challenges, I do feel like I have found a routine, and I do feel like my classes are going smoothly. Again, I love having the ability to work with all of the grade levels and establish a love of dance and the arts with the students at a young age so they can choose to continue to dance as an elective choice throughout their academic career. I do foresee many of my current challenges being eradicated once the new high school building is complete due to its closer proximity. However, one more challenge I foresee when looking towards the future is in regards to growing and expanding the dance program. Currently, both of my middle school classes are at a maximum capacity, and I am only teaching fourth and fifth grade students at the elementary level. Next semester, I will teach second and third grade, therefore I will not see any K-2 students at all this year. I have had upset parents reach out to me about this, as many of their students love dance with special options last year. If the program continues to expand at the middle school and high school level, there will be less and less opportunities in my day to teach the elementary students. It's a double-edged sword, because I want the middle school and high school programs to expand. I do not want to deprive the elementary students of their dance special option either. My hope is that in the future, there could be an opportunity for another part-time dance position or a multifaceted arts educator at the elementary level to help me provide dance education opportunities for all the students at every grade level. Thank you for your time and attention to these matters and for giving me the opportunity to share my experience so far this year. And Catherine.
One individual that is not here, but that also travels between both buildings with our new music and band director, Mr. Harper, who just joined us on Monday. But if you're following along, these are our elected teachers for the most part, are bouncing between campuses. And clearly, Mrs. Ballard in this letter, she's feeling passionate, you can hear that. Coach Dawson, and the others that presented this email. They all love what they're doing. Mr. Harper's, he's bringing great energy. I was gonna tell you that, like, it's better. He's gonna be a great fit. He's gonna do wonderful things with our students. But we wanted to invite them. This is something I talked about at last meeting. To really demonstrate that these are individuals that are sacrificing just a little bit more than everybody else is saying, because of what they've been asked to do. Schedule and how we operate. We want to make sure that you all heard from them. We're able to appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Felton.
Good evening. I just came for another quick athletic update. I know I came and popped in last meeting as well. Just to give a few things, we're in full fledged of fall sports now, middle school and high school. We are running 8 teams currently. And like I said, they're full on, ready to go. They're already playing games. Some of our high school teams are already getting to that point as well. We just actually concluded our cookie dough fundraiser for the school. And I would like to report that we were almost at $27,000 in raising for cookie dough. So that, I talked to our treasurer, and that's one of our highest numbers we've seen. So it's a really awesome thing. We're so thankful that you guys opened that up to our whole school to be able to support our athletics program in that aspect. Also, when I was here last time, I presented that we would start with offering some half-day sport camps, skill camps for our K-5 students, and that has officially been implemented. Our first one is going to be a softball skills camp on the 29th, a half day, open from K through 5th grade, 12:30 to 4:30. They're going to get all of the technical skills. Then they're going to scrimmage, and we have something really fun that they put in the end toward sliding and so forth. And just to open up the community to our athletics program and all of our events, that all of those campers that come also get a free admission to our volleyball game that we have on campus that night as well. So that's coming up. And then our last thing we have coming up at the tail end of September is our first annual CGS golf tournament that we're offering on Saturday. We felt like fundraising is really great within the school, but we wanted to be able to have families, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and everyone get involved and be able to participate in our athletics. So we're attempting a golf tournament. Our max is 30 teams to register, and we're at 27. So with a couple weeks to go, and we ask businesses throughout the community to sponsor holes, sponsor lunches. We have all 18 holes sponsor our lunches and beverage carts as well. So it's been a really awesome thing to see the community come and support this and have a good sense of community and fellowship on Saturday, even on a non-school day. So I just wanted to give a quick update. That's kind of the gist of what's going on in athletics right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then one last question, Mr. Feldman, do you want to vice to the council so they can present, or would you like for?
Before you
Right.
wrap up, I think.
Yes. After the second.
Yeah, I'll just, I am, Ms. Wilson, and I'm the only student council advisor that we have ever had. Now, in the last couple of years, first it was Ms. Pascal, and then she moved on to other responsibilities, and then last year, Ms. Thompson came on and she assisted, and we really did not know how this was gonna work at two different campuses. Had no idea. And we are making it work. So I am the advisor over at the high school campus, working with those folks. And then Ms. Thompson is here with our middle school representatives. All of our high school representatives are working, playing sports, or have other responsibilities tonight. Just a couple of shout outs. One, our president, Brielle Brown, she was our vice president last year. She doesn't have to be at school until 10 o'clock, and she works a job before she comes to school. Our students are involved. They are taking, teachers are taking that extra mile, but our kids are extra special too. So the student council just kind of showcases them. We've got just a short, really short, I promise, short. Yeah, that's right. It's our officers and representatives at the high school.
Accelerated eighth grade, middle school, and integrity, and then here at this campus.
It's really nice this year because we weren't sure how welcoming our community would be. And our student council, they had elections in August, and it's a great mix of lifelong Grizzlies, brand new students to Clover Garden, students that were here and now they're back, or here, gone, left, came back. And then some that were reps in middle school and now they're back in high school again. These are just some of their artwork that we're doing for All American Week. We have 3 different kind of contests. Written expression, visual arts, performing arts. And there's some of these things around here from Ms. Thompson's class. And then we will be, teachers are going to be sending it to us. We're going to put it out there on Facebook and perhaps
Live voting via social media, so not only are we letting our kids share what they are creating, which lets them feel even better about what they've done, but we're also inviting our community to grow to vote. So getting word up on the card. So it has been both from a support of our student standpoint and from a marketing standpoint for our students. So it's kind of cheap one, but I had 3 students to agree because it's often in the day and Kaylee, Nolan, and Sarah, who wants on Sarah, she's the first of all, thank you for letting us be here and talk with you and let our students shine. So they're going to share some stuff about All American Week. You guys ready? Come on.
We are in the middle of All American Week. Both campuses are unique in contests that allow students to express their thoughts and feelings about their country in whichever creative medium they like. Our Grizzlies are creating amazing artwork, poetry, and performance art that expresses their love for the country. In addition to such history, plus our most competitive spirit, and this big as you can see, we are dressed in white today. Today's stage, tomorrow we're set, turns to get blue.
On Monday, the K campus student council hosted our first day this year. We introduced All American Week, led the pledge, and laid a special wreath in remembrance of victims of 9/11 and honor our military that made the ultimate sacrifice and the men and women of our armed services. We look forward to our next assembly where we conclude All American Week and recognize our contest winners. Make sure you monitor social media accounts to vote on your favorite countries.
Thank you.
Standpoint, but from our middle school art and I know high school art as well. I've been blown away with some of the things we've created visually and some of the written work that we've got. It's stuff like this truly does. Some kids look at it as extra work, other kids look at it as that opportunity to be able to gain a voice or be able to express themselves in art. Sometimes that things they can't verbalize. So I think what you see here, it's a good indication that this type of event is beneficial for our entire community.
Yeah, and just so you know, just some of the kind of little giveaways we've had in the past are Miss Barakin's wonderful ice cream passes. And Scooter Crunch is my favorite. And there's, if it is a Scooter Crunch day, I am in desperate need of that thing today. But we don't have that at Integrity. So, you know, we were trying to come up with some ideas, and the students, hey, if you've never been to Integrity, there's this coffee shop that is opening early and staying late. And our kids, you know, come through there, and I don't know what they're gonna do when we're gone, and I really don't know what we're gonna do when we need one. That's right. Okay.
We need a coffee shop.
Room and the new school.
Yeah, the coffee shop. I don't know, if it's gonna be a food truck, coffee shop truck. Stupid.
We got plenty of parking out there. Still got all up.
But, you know, they're partnering with us and, you know, they are encouraged by us as much as we are encouraged by them. And we are going to, use their logo with their permission and, have some coupons for the students for $1 off of a coffee or $2 off, something like that. You know, I told them to make, because what they have is a mission. So the student council is paying them. We're not, you know, we did not ask them to donate because the kids just didn't think that was right. You know, because it is a world mission. But we also, the lady, Miss Debbie, I forget if she's the chief of staff at Integrity. And so when I said, hey, you know, we kind of decorate and put ribbons and flags, and she said, sure, we go ahead and do it. So we've been doing that every day, and there's flags in the plant, you know, in the plants, and then ribbons and different things on the different buildings, just to kind of, get it together. And even though we're not in every one of the spaces, we kind of still feel like a part of it. Like, and even some of our high school students are working at the daycare there. Some of them, the other kids from the other schools that are there, ACS and the daycare, they're in and amongst. We are, you know, around. It is the community there, so it does have challenges, but we're making it work.
And one last thing, I will shout out our kids that participated in the mini assembly. Some of them were stressed out because it was like the first time being in front of a large group of people. We had a little bit of hiccup and we are thank you for fixing that for us, but they took it in stride and they did a really good job. I was proud.
And one more thing, I'm right. So the student council, we kind of all work together. So these guys right here in Coach Ford. So FCA, they always have the national see you at the poll. And so when we're trying to talk about All-American Week, we were there and we're like, flagpole. There's an enormous flagpole at the end of Edge Bay where Mr. Feldman, they're all the administrative offices are. So see you at the poll. We're going to do see you at the poll next Tuesday. On the day, FCA will be leading that, and we'll have our last little assemblies for All-American Week to announce the winners and things on that last half day in September. So lots to happen.
If you can join us for that,
Yeah. We've got a lot going on. And dance is gonna perform at the worship center. And it's supposed to sleep. And the music department, this English group, they're gonna sing as well. So we got it going on.
Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you. And so just by way of one last piece for the K-8, and then I'm going to pass it right on over to Mr. Feldman. I just want to share a brief summary for happenings in the academic world, just beginning with enrollment. So we have 442 elementary students and 239 middle school, which we're at 681 in total at this campus here. That being said, as you have heard, there's a common theme with, community. That's one of our pillars. And so we really are working intensely to maintain that. And so what we did, we took some time, there has been a lot going on, just a few things. We took some time on our half day last month to share in PD, to visit with our staff, our school-wide processes as it pertains both to academics, based on the incoming data from MTSS, as well as some of our school-wide expectations, which was like the first of several. To couple that with students, we had opportunity recently to meet with our students in grades 4 through 8, and more will be coming for 3 and K. But we met with them last week and just wanted to take an opportunity to review general expectations as it pertains to this school, Clover Gardens community. We wanted to reaffirm our teachers and, these people are in charge, are entrusted for everyone in the building. And as well as just reassure our students that while we plan, as you can see, we are here and committed to providing the best. We also are expecting that from our students as well. And so I think it was good conversation. I think it was well received from the students. We then reached out back to the teachers to allow the students to even provide feedback so that, again, everyone can feel a little more included. So that information is being collected this week in terms of, or questions for clarification and things in that regard, to exercise some voice there. And again, that collective buy-in for this community, as well as promoting our positive school climate. So one more piece to that, just a little push. We have issued a challenge this week for the entire school. Like, we're promoting, again, positive community for the students. And so more information will be coming about that and some other things in terms of student recognitions, as well as staff recognitions that are tied to that. So please stay tuned for that. So just wanted to share that with you, and then Ms. Whitfield will kind of wrap up some more about teaching and learning, and then we pass it right over to Mr. Bellman.
So we have now collected our data from our iReady and our in-class data Amplify. So we've started talking with teachers in our collection of that, and we have restructured our MTSS process this year, our framework with that. We started meeting with our MTSS team, our tier process with that framework. And with that, we're now meeting with the teachers and going over what our core data should look like in the classrooms and what our tiered interventions should look like as well. The teachers are now beginning to do small group interventions in their classroom. Ms. Simpson has identified what our tier 3 students, who they are, and what the tier 3 should look like with her small groups, as well as SEL social emotional learning groups should look like. And our trends are showing that math should be our focus this year, our main focus. With that being said, we have partnered with Amplify, who does our in-class data, and they are going to work with me and Ms. Simpson. We are going to pilot a program this year with math for Amplify, and it is a study this year only. They're going to come in and help us start putting this pilot program into our school. There's about 1,000 throughout the US right now, but we were chosen as one of the pilot programs to do a study for math, just like the reading program we implement. But that will provide us good concrete data for our math, showing K3 for right now for September, for the beginning of the year, and then it goes up through 4-8 for mid-year and continues on through next year as well. And then they start providing feedback. We don't have to do anything. It's just streamlined data, gives us exactly the same data as we do for reading as well as for math, which could put us right on track to give those teachers the data that they need, which is state data as well, so that way we have the points that we need to be able to put those kids in tiers for interventions in small groups as well. And so we have multiple data points to go on, just instead of already right now.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at.
That's good news. Thank you, Ms. Whitfield.
Oh, was that count? We can share now or move on, whatever you want to do. We do have pictures for you.
Okay.
Have a little bit of everything in conference, and they're in your folder as well. So were shared throughout with from our teachers. This is the art of communications for 7th grade classroom. So you guys can follow along in your folder, or you can look up there. So that's just some things that were happening in 7th grade science. Some projects that they're working on. Yeah, I just put it on a Google Doc so I could get as many as I can. So this is for Miss Johnson's science. This is 4th grade. They're doing a measuring projects. Some of our 4th grade students. And this is our new band director that Mr. Feldman was talking about earlier with Mr. Harper.
Day one.
Yeah, day one. It's actually day one that's just in here, a couple of different groups that he has in there going on. My office is right beside, so I can hear everything. The kids were in awe of him. And this is some of our 5th grade, 1st grade. This is a little snapshot of everything throughout the building. Going on in classroom instructions and small group instructions already taking place. And some of our TAs. Some science experiments that are going on in and as Ms. Spencer was showing earlier, those were some of our meetings. These are the book buddies that Ms. Bradford was talking about earlier. We were talking about community and building. So I decided to show a little bit of everything that goes on throughout the day, because we can't do it without all of these people throughout the day. Just showing some of them in action. This is our All-American Week. Things that were happening around here. Then we were talking about academics, honor, and community. That we highlighted some of the people that we don't normally get to see. And the community building that's going on, that's Coach Summers. And then those are our kids in our assembly with Ms. Spencer and I. That's our 2nd graders and 3rd graders in our cafeteria during the day. That's our new SEL corner, social emotional learning corner, that Ms. Spencer is and Ms. Simmons worked hard to get together. This is our special ed night that we had here, and our parents came out to support. And these are our cafeteria. Miss Robin tried to hide from us, but these are our folks in our cafeteria that work hard each day to get our kids ready. So, and those are some helpers that she had in there from our community out working. So here we go. Thank you.
I want to take a moment again to thank all the special guests, students, families, teachers, staff that joined us tonight, that you recognize with this big decision meeting. I appreciate it so very much. And with that, there are some incredible things going on, no doubt. We've heard about so many of them tonight. I do want to share some general sentiments from the high school group on their behalf. And that is that they are tight. Yes, and some of that's the integrity factor, right, that you discussed and that you're all at least somewhat familiar with, knowing that it's a different environment, it's a different place, you have to do things differently. That requires extra energy being expended. But what they also tell me is that their class sizes are still too large. I hope there'll be relief in the future, whether that's in the form of finding, the money to hire additional teachers and support staff, fundraising, or looking at other means to be able to broaden the staff, because right now it's a razor thin margin. And when one team member is missing, You find a way to circumnavigate and get around it, but when you start losing 2 or 3 at a time, it becomes a pretty heavy challenge. It really does. So, yeah, that's the general sentiment of the fact that it's at high school. I just want to make sure that I shared that out as well, because small miracles are happening every single day on both campuses, thanks to all the wonderful people you see in front of you. But is it sustainable? And I'll just leave the question there. We've had some wonderful people join us recently. Mrs. Ginger came on board a couple of weeks ago, administrative assistant at high school. She's already wearing and spinning plates, wearing hats, and doing all kinds of different things to help keep us afloat. So, if you get a chance to stop down, she's usually at the Worship Center foyer. She can greet you there and let you. And of course, we're joined tonight again. It's been a couple of months. Mrs. Morris, testing coordinator, assistant principal at the high school. And I don't know if you want to speak to your few short days with us.
It's definitely been a pleasure and a great experience so far. Tomorrow marks my first full week of being there. I'm working diligently to make sure we have all our testing planned out for the rest of the school year, making sure our student disability get our accommodations and that we are as organized as possible heading into testing season. But it has truly been enjoyable and it's the greatest school family in this area to be a part of. So I really enjoyed my first week and look forward to many more weeks and many more years to come. So.
We're very happy to have you on board, and since you just spoke, you might continue some testing and accountability. Our first one was the check-in last week.
Came in on Wednesday and we had our first North Carolina check-in. This year they're all called North Carolina check-in 2.0. Biology, the semester course, we had our first test back Thursday for the molecular. 75.5% is the main percent correct of our students. And speaking of Miss Lee, she was pleasantly surprised at how well the students did. Her and Miss Reagan met, I say yesterday, and really started to try to drill down into the data to see, you know, what problems the students missed. Was it an instructional thing? Was it a memorization thing? And figuring out what we could do to close that gap to make sure that they were prepared with that content as they prepare for their next check-in next Friday on the 22nd. The biology, they were 87.1% efficient. That's pretty good numbers for that first check-in. And our quarter one ends on September 29th, so we have midterms coming up. That last week in September as well, so we've got a very busy couple of weeks. And then the check-in start at the campus, the second week in October as we get back from break around the 10th of October. So hopefully by then, I will have it all completely figured out.
I don't want to give away all of Mrs. Leach's secrets, but I've learned that she does an exercise or review called Boom Card. I don't know if that's something that's happening here at the K-8 building, but she requires the students to get a 75% or better on that. And if they don't, they have to join her as part of the lunch bunch. Everybody that's been at 75% or higher, that's how you got to that 87.1. So kudos to Mrs. Leach for pushing them and not just satisfying for that low bar achievement. The full principal reports in drive by the way, so I'm gonna hit the highlights here. But one other thing I wanted to touch on briefly was that we are doing classroom walkthroughs and we've already seen every teacher one time. So we started round 2 since we've come back from break. Getting a lot of great data, some of which we shared out at our professional development day on the 25th of August. Myself, Mrs. Reagan, we presented, developed a slideshow for the staff, had them come in 2 different parts, spend an hour with us. That whole slideshow is in the drive if you'd like to view it, but it was titled Planning with Revised Bloom's Taxonomy, RBT in mind. And it was aligned to the SIP plan, also the teachers' professional development plans and NESIS, which is the evaluation system. The point I'm trying to make here is we're trying to make sure we're very intentional with what we're doing and taking it back to the mission, taking it back to the plans, to the goals that are ahead of us, and putting all the pieces together so that we can push through the year and then in the future. And that's really what we're trying to establish in high school. Want to shout out the teachers for getting peer observations done because that is a requirement for our beginning teachers as well as those on licensure renewal. But it is just yet another thing they need to do, and time for pre and post observations going into class, or in some cases getting substitutes. So it's not just a one and done thing, several days and sometimes hours invested. So thank you to them. And last but not least, just a few things to celebrate. You might have seen it in Mrs. Braken's recent message to the families, but going back to the partnership in the Mission Cafe, the coffee shop at Integrity. Two of our occupational course of study students, Brock Foley and Griffin Johnson, interviewed and earned a place to work. And so they're down there serving coffee and food items and whatever the customer wants. The customer's always right. So they're learning that down there at the coffee shop, making their way to satisfying graduation requirements, given the program of study that they're in. I want to thank Ms. Garrison and Ms. Garinger for their role in helping to make that happen, along with the coffee shop's manager, Christian. So just another example of a great partnership. Integrity Church, great partners. They are going to miss us when we go. There's no doubt about it. And I think we're going to miss them, not just coffee shop, but people. Genuinely kind, compassionate, just awesome. I can't say enough good things about them. And as our teachers will find out tomorrow, they think the same of us. They had an educator service, I believe it was the last Sunday of August. And they recognized us. They had t-shirts made for us. And some Amazon gift cards that they've asked me to present to the staff at tomorrow's staff meeting. So just incredible generosity, and great friends. And lastly, all feedback from Alamance Christian School since they've come on board, and that is since our last board meeting. It's just positive. Up and down the sidewalk, teachers, staff members, their principal. Just so impressed with our kids, and I just want you to know that they are representing this community in such an amazing way. I don't know what their thoughts and concerns were, but they are not present in front of them, and I'm so really, that's all I can say. It's been so great. You know, we believe that will be, but that's a testament to our staff and how they teach our kids. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Mr. Feldman, Ms. Spencer, thank you. This is what I love. I don't care if we're here until midnight. If a board meeting's filled with this kind of information, content, and the people. That's what Clover Garden's about, is our people, students, staff.
I agree with Miss Jean. I've been on the board now. I guess this is going on my 5th year, and this has probably been my favorite meeting. And it's because you have brought in staff and students and families who are interested in the school. And as a former educator, I want to shout out the people that are here tonight, because I taught a core subject. And yes, I taught language arts, and it was tested, and it's important. But what a lot of people don't realize is without these elective teachers, these PE teachers, these volunteers that come in to do these athletics, that's what fuels your academics. And so we thank you, and we want to support you as much as we can. And so it's just warmed my heart. I feel like I've been to church almost.
Good job. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, moving on to committee update. So governance, any updates?
No, ma'am.
Finance, I don't believe there's any updates. Miss Lane is out. Academics.
Well, I good news. So I was scrolling somewhere last week, and I looked, and I texted Mr. Rakin, and I said, "Are the report card scores in?" I said, "I think I just saw that the report card scores were in." And so they were. And so when I looked up Clover Garden's score, we had a B, an overall B for Clover Garden School. And that And that is due to all these fine teachers and administrators and the students, as you were talking about, how well they're representing our community. And so we're so proud of you, proud for you, and you have every reason to just pat yourselves on the back, and we congratulate you all for that success, because I didn't see a lot of these throughout the report cards. More details to come as we get a little more data.
Thank you. Long range planning, Chad, Mr. Evans.
Of course, I got several updates on our building. So I got some photos that I want to kind of share with everyone, but the best thing I can say is it's pretty much all hands deck right now. It's getting closer to the finish line. I think I heard a kind of a theme tonight. When are we getting out of integrity? When are we getting to the new building? That is yeah. How many times? Seven times. You actually counted.
I did.
So that is the $1 million question, and we've had some obstacles and some challenges. But I am very pleased to report that we have passed all those challenges and obstacles along the way. So it's been very, very challenging. I mean, it's just been a lot going on. So we are about 90% complete. If all things go well, don't hold me to this. I know you've heard me say this, but late October, early November is kind of our target at this point. We've had a few hiccups with Duke Energy getting us primary power. That's been resolved. So if you see some pictures right now, so we these aerials is like mid-August aerials. Yeah, typically they take them mid-August to the late of the month. Our next aerial will be in sometime in September, end of September. So actually in the front here we've got a lot of sidewalk that has been poured, so it looks totally different in the front now. A lot of concrete has been poured. Some grading has been done. A lot of the ponds, 2 of the ponds have actually been regraded and removed. We're looking at probably finalizing paving in the next couple of weeks. So as far as inside the building, we got light poles. Got a lot. It's gonna be a lot of lighting on the campus. And as far as inside the building, like I said, everybody's kind of on top of each other, and they kind of have like a grid, grid-like operation, first floor quadrants, second floor quadrants. So they won't be exactly on top of each other. There's our band room. A lot of the colors are coming together. It's gonna be very nice looking as far as the colors go. That's our common areas. So we finally have steps. Of all the pictures that we've been sharing for months and months, it's like, when are we putting steps in the framing? So I'm very interested to see how this area is going to look. It's kind of like one of our highlights of this building. I think you're going to see a lot of activity, in this common area. There's your sidewalk, so you can see how the front has tremendously changed from that aerial that we just shared. Again, that's another view of the front corner. That's the roof. Yes, I am on top of the roof taking those pictures. There's our front entry. You can see the concrete sidewalk has been poured. Again, just another front view. So, mechanical, HVAC contractors there, electricians are there, concrete. See who else is there. Just still working on the stairwells, sheetrock, a lot of lighting going on, painting. As far as bathrooms, they have put in tile in bathrooms. Actually, I was there just right before the board meeting. They've started putting in the partitions and the bathroom stalls. Toilets are in. We're starting to see a lot of the fixtures coming together. Again, we're shooting for late October, early November. We're pushing as hard as we can. I would promise you that. So there's the serving kitchen. Actually, they brought in some of the kitchen appliances today, installed some of those sinks and things like that.
I was gonna say,
No,
we
so-
can't beat the coffee.
So
Come on.
we do not have a coffee shop in this plan, but we will
Some revenue.
include it in our master plan.
That's right.
Hey, look, we had plenty of, look, you see all that asphalt? We have plenty of parking for like a truck, a food truck.
But it seems we have student employees.
That's
too,
right.
so
That's right.
we get that.
But again, we have a master plan and it takes money, it takes funding, so that's, that's what it's all about, so. We have the land, we have the, where we can expand down the road. Again, that's a couple of weeks old. You can see that framing coming together on the common areas. It's gonna be all brand new furniture. I just got a date on the furniture. All the furniture should be coming in probably the 1st or 2nd week of October. Lots of furniture. Brand new furniture. There's your water fountains. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you,
It's a
Mr.
lot going on.
I want to thank you again, Mr. Huffines, your diligence and participation. Your expertise has really helped push and keep us on track, keep CT Wilson partnering with them and everything. It's been very appreciated. Okay, fundraising. No updates, right? Okay. New business. Just so everyone knows, Miss Lane will have a leave of absence between now and January. Congratulations to her family. They just had a baby girl. So she will be out until January. So that allowed us to make sure, again, we want to ensure for that financial chair space. We will have Mr. Zach Young fill in as an advisory and collaborator. He will not be a voting member of the board, but he will serve in every capacity like Ms. Lane has from now until January. Mr. Young has been here before. We've talked with him several times. So thank you very much, Mr. Young, for your service. He is a community member. So it's very important we continue to have those community members on board and everything. So thank you. We do need to vote him in as a advisory and coordinator, collaborator. So do I have a motion to approve Mr. Zach Young as community advisor? Second, all in favor? Thank you.
Who did you pick for your first and second? Or the motion from the second?
Then,
Okay.
and then Mr. Hubbard. Okay, Ms. Simmons, fire inspection report.
In the Google Drive, we do have the fire inspection report. He came out in August and there were no findings.
It's good news. And then next is COVID procedures. Ms. Corbett.
She's fine.
My name is Nancy Corbett. I'm your school nurse. We had a meeting and we changed some of the wording on our COVID policy and procedures. I made copies. I don't know if you want to pass it around.
Thank you.
Just to, I don't know what like ABSS is doing. They've not gotten back with me on if they're changing their COVID policy, but we changed it so we're following CDC guidelines completely.
Okay.
So instead of quarantining after your COVID positive test, you can quarantine from your first day of symptom. So even if you've been in school for 5 days and then you find out you have COVID, then you don't have to miss school. You want to live and you find yourself.
Any.
Any questions from Ms. Corbett? Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, she's there for the COVID policy, but I want to shout out Ms. Corbett. If your children haven't spoken about Ms. Corbett, she is amazing. Ms. Rankin tried to fill in for her this morning. They said,
We can imagine how that
"That
went."
job." I tried so hard.
Do we have that picture?
No. I don't think so. But there is no filling in for Ms. Corbett. She is one of a kind. We try her very hard, and then we tell her all the things we messed up. We've done. Poor children. I said, just get the water, you're okay. So we are very, very happy and blessed to have Ms. Corbett on our crew. She's phenomenal, so. I just want to shout her out.
Thank
It's a
you.
busy place to be if you have never been up to the front to see the office in motion. The nursing station is a busy place.
Thank you. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the COVID procedures, updated COVID procedures?
I'll forget.
Okay, thank you,
Hiding back.
Ms. Russell, and second, Mr. Russell, all in favor? Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Rankin? Okay, then under general statute 143-318.11A5, we will be moving into closed session. I have a motion to move into closed session. Mr. Huffine, second, Ms. Russell, all in favor?